Julian, thank you for coming to visit the Wizards today. It's good to
Nice.
have you, man.
Nice to be here.
Oh, it's great to have you. And also thanks for setting it all up, because technologically, this whole live stream has actually been organized with you running the software. So thanks for taking away that headache for me. I appreciate that. So for the Wizards who don't know who you are, so Julian is a really interesting guy. I actually met Julian. I got an email from him. He's like, hey, I'm actually in the space. We're doing similar things, building tools for traders. He's been in the space like me since 2017. He loves crypto. He loves emerging tech. So Julian, you're a bit of a nerd like us, I think, probably.
Hopefully not, but my fiance called me like this, so maybe.
Okay. So no, it's really, really great to have you here. I know you run the YouTube channel, of course, Julian Crypto. Mainly your audience are Polish, but I know you have some English segments as well in there.
Yeah,
so some folk here who speak Polish, who are from Poland, will obviously know who you are. But for those of you who don't, Julian's a super interesting guy. So yeah, so what I'd like to do today is just go over two areas, Julian. One is, you've obviously got a lot of experience. You guys have been building the MaxData.app, which I think is some really interesting software, cool software. And you graciously had me on your channel recently talking about statistical arbitrage. So I'd love to now pick your brains more about your world and the sort of stuff you guys are looking at. But before we get to that, I'd like to just ask a bit more about you, because you're an interesting guy. How did you get into crypto in 2017? What got you interested in it?
Yeah, basically I got into crypto in 2013. Almost. Because I was interested in buying Bitcoin at that time at around $1,000 per Bitcoin. And I asked a friend of mine, who was a kind of pro trader, pro investor. I asked him, what do you think about Bitcoin, BTC? This might be the future of money. Maybe it will be worth something in the future. And he told me, no, I'm not interested in this. I don't buy it. And I asked why. And he said, because I don't understand it. And I do not invest in things that I don't understand. So I decided to not buy Bitcoin at 1,000. And I was pretty happy when it went down to almost 200, and pretty unhappy when it went up 300% in next 4 years. At 3,000 in 2017, I decided to buy a BTC, go all in. And 1 month after my all-in investment in BTC at 3,000, it went down 40%. 1 month after.
Ouch.
To sell or not to sell, that was the question. But unfortunately, I didn't. I did not sell. And I started to analyzing BTC with my team also. And in 2017, I heavily invested and heavily went into crypto, because I managed a team of traders, etc. And in 2021, I decided to go even more heavily, because in 2017 I wasn't a long-term holder, so-called long-term holder. I was a short-term holder. So as you can imagine, in 2017, as when everybody thought that BTC will go from 20,000 to 60,000, I thought so. So everybody thought that from 20,000 it will go even higher in next 3 months. So I called my dad, I called my family, my friends, and my dad invested in Bitcoin at $20,000 and sold it at $3,000 again in 2019. My dad called me, you are not my son. You are not my son anymore.
Oh man!
Joking, but he was angry.
Yeah.
Right now he's in Bitcoin again, but it was a long time. And in 2021 I decided to analyze more data. That's why me and my friends decided to develop a software, and we are developing it since 2017 till now. And we managed to know that, for example, statistically, after inflows of bitcoins to exchanges, huge inflows of bitcoins to exchanges, statistically, the price of BTC dropped and was worth less around 26 hours after huge inflows of bitcoins to exchanges. So it was something really different, because most of the time the Bitcoin price is going up, up, up in a long term. And if you find something, if you find a situation which you can say that statistically after that situation, this price, for example, Bitcoin will drop, this is worth something. It's worth something. So because of that, we decided to analyze data, first on-chain data, exchange data, and we're analyzing it since till today.
I mean, the on-chain data is, for me, one of the very interesting things about crypto, because, for example, if you're trading Forex or you're trading stocks, you don't have this same data, right? On-chain data is quite unique. So what sort of on-chain data do you guys see, yourself and your team and your community? What sort of on-chain data are you guys finding is valuable, is useful to trade with?
I will tell you about on-chain and exchange data, okay?
Okay, yep.
There is also a bunch of exchange data that is also really valuable. So let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
I will.
Sounds good to me.
Show you my screen right now.
And Sumat and Olazami, welcome as well. Thanks for posting in the chat. It's good to have you with us.
Nice. So yeah, let's go to load chart layout. Let's see, for example, RBTC. Maybe not. Maybe let's go to exchange data, just funding rates. Okay. So funding rates.
So just right now, I think we're seeing the Restream app.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is the story of my life, by the way. I spent about 15 minutes just working out how to log in earlier. So I like spend my life writing code, but I struggle with like apps and technology. Okay, cool. We can see what's going on.
So funding rates, funding rates. Basically, what you are doing in Crypto Wizards when you are showing the moments of liquidations. So this is similar.
Similar for exchange data. Yeah, makes sense.
And this is really valuable. In my opinion, it's one of the most valuable thing, funding rates. Not the most, but one of the most, because it's showing when people are out of the money or when people are out of the tokens. For example, these moments when funding rates is really low, it means that most of the market is out of the tokens already, because they already sold of most of the tokens, because they believe that it will go down. If you believe that something will go down tomorrow, you are selling it. And if everybody will sell it, nobody can sell it anymore. So you can buy it, and probably the price won't go any lower. Like plenty of moments. This is really interesting metric. Another one is CBR Coinbase Binance ratio. This is the difference between buying pressure from Binance and Coinbase. So basically, from difference between retail and institutional investors. So if, for example, this metrics is high, it means that the pressure is from Binance, so-called retail investors. If the metric is low, it means the pressure is from institutional investors, so-called Coinbase investors. Basically, right now it's, for example, visible that when the price is going high, the metric is going high. When the price is low, basically the metric is also low. But let's go to the higher interval, 1 day interval, 1 day time frame, and let's check the logarithmic chart of the same metric, regular and logarithmic. So the moments when the Coinbase investors were buying heavily was the moments of the bottom in the 2018.
Ha!
Also the moment of 2022, that moments. This point also was heavily bought from Coinbase investors. This also Coinbase investors were buying. As you can see, the metric was really low. And the moments, opposite moments, when the metric was really, really high, this was the moments when investors on Binance, so-called retail, were buying.
Ha! So what we are seeing, just to pause there a second, because this is really interesting. So we're seeing that the institutions are buying at the right time and the retail are buying at the wrong time sometimes, like they're buying near the tops.
Yeah, probably yes.
Okay.
Probably yes.
Wow. I've never seen this before. So this is really interesting to view. This is a really cool, I love the logarithmic Coinbase versus Binance. It's genius.
Check this on MaxData. This is you can load chart layout and right here, or you can create your own metrics
cool,
and add your own metrics right here. So okay, let's move on. So let's move on to, for example, buy sell pressure metric. Okay, so this is really similar, looking similar to relative strength index, right? This metric below, but this is not relative strength index. This is something much different than RSI. Let's add just typical RSI here. And as we can see, also it goes up and goes down when the price is overbought or oversold. But there is a difference because relative strength index is calculated on Bitcoin's price, on an asset price. So that's why it's delayed. But this metrics, buy sell pressure metric, is data in real time from exchanges. It shows whether there is a high buying or selling pressure. Selling pressure means that this indicator, this metric is going high. Buying pressure, this indicator metric is going low. So right now, when we analyze it, we can see that there are little differences between relative strength index and this metric. Anyway, there are really important differences. Let's maybe add here a little bit different metric like this. It's a little better for different intervals. All right. And this is 1 minute interval, 1 minute time frame. Let's go to 5 minutes. Let's check it. For example, here. Check the differences between relative strength index and the differences between selling and buying pressure at the crucial points. For example, I will mark it so you can see it even better. For example, this one. The really high selling pressure at this crucial moment, at this point, and relative strength index, not really high at all, at the medium level. For example, relative strength index was really high before, and it was here. Why? Because relative strength index is calculating this movement of the price, right? That's why RSI is going high much earlier than our metric, buy sell pressure metric, because this metric is not analyzing price at all. It's not analyzing price at all. It's only analyzing data in real time, and that's why it can show much more precisely moments of overbought or oversold of the price. Of course, not every time, not every single time, but how it's calculated and how it's done, it's here in the help desk. You can ask artificial intelligence, and it will answer the questions.
So a couple things there. So first of all, you're comparing it to RSI. RSI is based on the open, high, low, close data, but the metric that you're showing us here, the neon blue, that is looking at the buy and sell pressure.
Yeah.
And it's looking at continuous data. So is that a good summary, or?
Yeah, good summary. And basically, is if you will check the higher interval, you can see that we started to aggregating this data since January. It's impossible to create this indicator before January, because we are calculating it in real time. We are calculating this data, aggregating this data in real time. And this metric isn't available anywhere else in the market. Right now.
No, so that's brilliant. Very good.
There are plenty of different metrics here on MaxData, but I won't focus right now on these metrics. What I will focus on is how we can create automated alerts on different metrics and focus not only on, for example, let's create CBR. I will add Coinbase Binance ratio right here. All right. Or I will maybe do something different, maybe even different. I will do like this, CBR, and I will copy it from here, and I will paste it here. All right, it will be better. So you can ask yourself how the Bitcoin price reacted in the past. When, for example, the CBR index were positive, or when CBR index were negative. So basically, you can do it really easily. You can just click on the screen, create an alert, so-called alert, on Coinbase Binance ratio, change condition type, for example, on less than value minus something, and then backtest this alert. Backtest, what do I mean is that you can just check how in the past the price of an asset, for example, Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other asset, have changed after the situation when Coinbase Binance ratio were, for example, negative or positive, or were crossing some point, or were crossing different point, or a different metric was going high or low. So you can basically calculate it and check it statistically, how the price reacted. So we are checking it right now. We are checking it on 1 minute interval. It's calculating, and we will have our analysis in a few seconds.
It's quite satisfying to watch the backtest live, to actually watch it calculate. I don't know why, but I find it very satisfying.
It isn't satisfying when you don't know when it will finish itself.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's crunching a lot of data, understand the complexities around,
and especially 1 minute interval.
Yeah.
If you will calculate it on a 1 hour interval, it will be just like that.
For sure. So it's basically running with that indicator a backtest to say, hey, this is how it would have performed and when it would have performed.
Yeah. So I'm opening this backtest chart. We are waiting for generating chart, and as you can see,
cool.
Most of the times the price of an asset, in this case BTC to USD, went down massively before this alert, and after this alert triggered, the price of an asset went up. We can, of
Cool.
course, change an asset. For example, BTC, we can, for example, Dogecoin to USDT, yeah, and check a different behaviors, BNB to BTC, for example, how it reacted, etc., etc. Yeah. So let's move on to BTC USDT. All right. And here below, you can see the total number of triggers. So in this period of time, and from January to today, till today, so 4 months, it was triggered this amount of times. And it was triggered exactly 104 times. So this, each situation is put it on the same kind of chart, and you can see 2 lines: average change and median change of the price before and after the alert. So if you, for example, will set up this kind of alert and get this alert in the future, for example, tomorrow or in a few days, you will be statistically sure that in next couple of days the price will react similar to this reaction. Yeah. So the price will change, for example, 3% in 100 hours plus.
Wow.
But this is only the beginning.
So the chart of this is basically showing an event. The alert is the event, and it's showing you the price behavior relative to that point in time, which was that event.
Yeah.
Very cool idea. Very
Yeah,
cool
cool
idea. Yeah.
And this is only the beginning, because I just created a random alert and just clicking on the chart. I didn't calculate it before. I just created a random alert. But what if, for example, you will be able to create more precise alerts, for example, not only which are using one metric like this, but which are conducting few metrics or few different conditions? What if you will be able to combine RSI, so-called, for example, not RSI, but buy-sell pressure, for example, high pressure or low pressure, high funding rates or low funding rates, etc., etc. You will be able to create so-called pro alert, and we created this. So you are clicking in the right menu, and basically TradingView and any other platform don't have this. I don't know why, but MaxData have it. And it's really easy. You can just create a combined alert from plenty of different alerts that you created before. And you can decide that the results has to be positive, negative, etc., time window, etc. And after that, you can easily backtest it as before. So
your developers have done a good job with the UI, by the way. I like it's pretty straightforward in terms of navigation, and also it's quite quick, which is very cool. So with the combined alerts, though, let me ask you your opinion on something.
Let's check combined alerts. This is really interesting.
Well, I mean, with the combined alerts, I'm guessing that if you're combining different signals, right? So you've got one for buy-sell pressure, you've got one for retail versus institution, or some other on-chain data, whatever. Then the number of alerts that trader will get will be probably fewer, because more things have to happen potentially for there to be a signal, but higher probability. Yeah.
If you get, for example, 10 alerts a day, you don't mind about them.
Yeah.
You just forget about them. If you get one alert per week, but really crucial alert, this is worth something.
Yeah. Okay. No, very cool. Very interesting.
So basically, you can create your own pro alerts here. You can public this alerts, and I created also mine. So I will show you some of them that I already created. For example, I have this one. This is really, really interesting. Let's go to more information. All right. So this pro alert is called. I will tell you how I called it. Called this possible 1.8% drop in BTC in 68 minutes after local euphoria among retail traders. This pro alert warns of high buying pressure from the so-called street retail investors and high local selling pressure on exchanges. So this is explanation. And here is how we created this. We created this using these different triggers, so-called alerts. So this is a pro alert combined of 3 alerts. Huge selling pressure at the point, CBR, Coinbase Binance ratio, also high, and growing retail buying at the point. These 3 triggers have to be met in this time window. And this time window is 1 minute. So they have to be met in just 1 minute. All 3 of them have to be triggered at once. So you can get your notification. And what if you will get your notification? When you are getting your notification, you are going to this website, you are going to the backtest of this alert, you are reading the explanation, and you are checking the chart. How in the past the BTC price reacted after it was triggered? So after it was triggered, the BTC price reacted in drop around 1.8% in 1 hour. So this is this drop. Before the price, of course, was going high statistically, and statistically after it was going lower. And this is huge. Why this is huge? Because estimated yearly trigger count is around 28 a year. So few times a month you can get this kind of notification, and few times a month you can possibly earn around 1.8% in BTC. But what about, for example, Dogecoin? Let's check it. Dogecoin was dropping more, 2.8%. What about BNB? BNB was, let's check it, dropping even more, or maybe even less, 1.3%. You can check it on different intervals. You can check different backtests and also different intervals of different backtests, because, for example, this is 1 minute interval, etc., etc. You can subscribe to this alert and get notifications of this. Yeah, this is really cool.
I mean, that's really cool, because I feel like, when I'm looking at visually, and I've never thought to look at something this way, visually, what is the relative price compared to when the alert happened?
Yeah.
And how did that behave? Because this is really driven by alerts. It's driven by the signal for execution. But I have a question for you. If a trader, say, is a newer trader, so maybe less experienced, and they see something like this and they go, okay, Bitcoin will potentially drop 1.8%.
Yeah.
And they decide to go on the exchange and they go, right, I've got, $1,000 to trade. I'm going to bet $1,000 with 10x leverage that Bitcoin will go down. What is your view of this? Because I think it's important. We've got different traders here.
People are doing different things. I don't.
Yeah.
This is not my job to teach everybody about leverage.
Okay.
People are gamblers. Most of people are gamblers. So this is not my job to tell and explain to everybody why the leverage is will be negative for your portfolio in the long term. If you cannot calculate this basic things, in my opinion, you should. If somebody don't understand why in the long term leverage trading, so borrowing the money from somebody, in this case from exchange, this is not for free. Borrowing money always costs, and this is borrowing money, and this cost, the cost is important because there is a liquidation price. If you can be liquidated, or you can be your position can be closed. So these are average and statistical price changes. You cannot see if the price statistically went down 1.8%. It means that few times it went up 3%, few times it went down only 1%. You know what I mean?
So this is really an important point you're making here. And I just think anybody watching this, it's important to understand that this is taking an average, what happened at this point in time. And so obviously sometimes it went the opposite direction, but overall it went, in this direction. So I will say, just to repeat what you said, high leverage trading can, as we saw before, you can lose a lot of money very quickly. But I think what you're saying here, Julian, is this is an indicator that allows you to build profits, small profits often over time. So over many, many trades, you should see a net gain, right? Rather than big gains straight away.
For retail.
Probably not.
The retail want, 10x in this market,
But I'm a retail guy. I don't have institutional
retail.
money.
I mean in my mindset, retail.
Yeah. I got what you mean. No, I'm with you. But it's very cool. I think that's something I never thought of in terms of how you showing that with the alert is very useful. I see you got some other stuff up here though. Take us through this.
I will show you something. For example, imagine that you want to buy some coin. What coin would you want to buy? For example, give me some coin.
Oh, what coin do I want to buy more of? I want to buy more Solana.
Sol.
Yeah, let's do
Sol BTC, Sol USD.
Yeah. Sol USDT. USDT.
Right,
I like to think in USDT. Perfect.
I like to think in BTC. let's think in USDT.
That's why you have the Bitcoin boss mug. That's why you have it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So imagine that you, for example, are hunting the Solana price, and you are hunting for some really good levels in your opinion, and you are drawing the line. And let's go to the higher interval, for example, this one. So I will just draw some line right now.
Okay.
Some trend line. I don't know if you will agree with that. Maybe yes, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
For example, this trend line, yeah, you can see it from this point. It's just example. And you decide that you want to buy it, and maybe you want to buy some other coin. But you don't want to, just block your capital on the exchange and wait for this moment, because maybe you want to hunt the Solana, maybe you want to hunt Arbitrum and many other projects. You have, for example, few thousand or few $100,000 on exchange, and you don't want to block it 100%. You just want to wait for something and buy it at the really cool moment. So what you can do, you can create this just simple line. Just click on this, add alert on this line, altcoin Solana crossing this trend line. You can change the color if you want, you can save it. And after that, you can click here, create new automation. For example, Solana buy. Trigger alert. You can trigger by a pro alert, tweets, etc. But for example, here just simple alert. So we are adding this last alert that we created. Sol crossing this trend line. Buying pair Sol USDT, and voila! You can buy it. Force to buy it market with. 100% of your capital or 50% of your capital without blocking it on exchange. So this is virtual position, and it will be started when the Solana will cross this line.
But is it actually, so you say it's virtual, is it sending a buy order to the exchange, or is it just virtual, sending a buy order to the exchange? Okay, got it.
But it's sending after
after
this will be triggered.
After the triggers happen. So
you're not blocking your capital.
Got it. So you could set up, say, so this is basically an execution alert. This is saying it's an order. You're effectively placing a limit order with a condition on it.
Yeah, it's a limit order, but on trend line.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Order without blocking capital.
Yeah. Very cool.
Why this is important, I will tell you. But let's go to the sell methods. For example, trailing sell order. Let's 9%, for example, with trailing stop loss 2%, for example. Yeah.
Okay.
You can also create a loss limitation. What it means that, for example, if there will be situation on the market that that the whole market will start crashing, not only Solana but the whole market. For example, there will be huge inflow of BTC into exchanges, or there will be huge possibility that Bitcoin will crash. So you can create alerts on Bitcoin. You can create alerts on DXY, on S&P 500, etc., or pro alerts. And with that pro alerts, trigger the selling of Solana. So it can be so-called stop loss before the price will start falling. So we are creating our bot, right? Our automation right here. Yeah, I need to change the percentages. Never mind, because I have already in some positions. So I will show you my list of bots, because I have plenty of different bots, plenty of different automations already working on different coins, on SHIB, on ETC, and they are only waiting for moments like this to buy these coins and sell afterwards with here trailing stop loss. So I have plenty of them. And for example, you can create an automation on such trend line on Solana, and after that, without blocking your capital, let's take a look, for example, at Arbitrum. You can do similar thing to Arbitrum with no blocking of your capital, just trend line at alert, and do a similar thing. And that's why this is game changer, because you can just much more often use the valuable situations. Much more often you can be able to effectively trade on such valuable moments of the market.
Can I do it with indicators like the retail versus institutional, like the Coinbase Binance? So you can pick any indicator to do it with. Okay, got it.
You can do it.
Okay, cool.
Here are public alerts and pro alerts. So let's check this one. This is called possible rise of some meme coins caused by the rise of Dogecoin. Let's check it. So with the Dogecoin, it was backtested. No, not backtested at all. So we will check different one, maybe this one. Possible BTC growth due to the end of local panic. All right, let's check it. So for example, this one, we can subscribe to this alert. And if we know that, for example, Solana, after this kind of alert, statistically change the price like this, so around 3% up, 2% up in In how many hours? In 10 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
basically,
overall,
you
after
can
this
earn around
event,
3% on this alert on Solana.
what
And
is this alert? What is it for? It's got which indicators is it using?
here, okay. So I will first I will read the explanation. So explanation is right like this: possible BTC growth plus 2% in 8 hours due to the end of local panic. Understand? Pro Alert informs about the change in the attitude of futures traders to more optimistic, with
Cool.
high buying pressure at the same time. So let's check the conditions. Only two triggers, only two conditions. First is buying pressure, huge buying pressure. And second is funding rates going up. And these conditions have to be met in this time window, in 1 hour time window. And
Cool.
around you will get around 33 alerts per year. So around 3 alerts per month. So around three times per month you will be able to get to trade on this around 2 to 3% on, for example, on Solana.
So the goal here then with the application is to find the signals that have alpha, where you can see statistically, this event has triggered this behavior, and then to automate it through the bots afterwards.
Yeah.
Is that generally what your traders are doing, or?
Yeah, this is only part of goal.
Okay.
The main focus is to build neural networks based on different data.
Interesting.
And to trade fully automatically in the future with neural networks.
Talk to me about that.
This is the beginning, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I will. What to talk? What to tell? We just have to work, and we just have to do a huge amount of coding to get this done. So it's around few years more, but yeah,
I'm keen to understand your thoughts about the future of trading, because I get a lot of emails too, people thinking about using AI, neural networks, automating trading with AI. What is your view in terms of the future for traders? What does it look like?
So in my opinion, like everywhere right now, if you are using any kind of automation, if you are doing anything, it doesn't matter if you are trader, speculator, investor, or if you are just employee in some company. If you are using automation, you are ahead of your competition. If you are using artificial intelligence right now in almost everywhere, if you are using ChatGPT almost everywhere, you are getting advantage. So in my opinion, getting advantage is the most crucial thing. I'm using artificial intelligence every single day, many times, not only in trading, in investing, but also in analyzing data. Every programmer from MaxData is using artificial intelligence to be more efficient in coding.
Yeah, I live on ChatGPT. I understand.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Right now, if, for example, you want to trade something, you need to use automations via exchanges, apps, and for example, limit orders are the simplest automations currently. But many years before, there wasn't such tools to do so easy trades. And currently, most of traders around the world are using it didn't even without understanding that they are using something that many years before was so huge advantage for professional traders. In my opinion, in the future, most of the traders will be using even more advanced tools, and it's always like this. If you are starting to using something and it works, other traders and people are starting to use it also, and after some time it it is not so
Effective
valuable,
anymore.
so effective
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's always kind of, that you want to possess the most effective technology at the moment.
So you need to know where the edge is before you automate it, really. You need to have an idea, or do you let the AI discover the idea itself?
If
In the future,
you need
in the
to
future,
have an idea, if you will just let the AI to discover an idea itself, in some way it works like this. In some way that an AI is doing it by itself, but you need to prepare data effectively, so AI will just know how to will do something with the data. If you won't prepare data, if you will give too much data to neural networks, you will get nothing. You know about it. So you need to have an idea. And for example, the idea of neural networks, in my opinion, how to trade on the market, is changing with time. A few years ago, I thought about neural networks in different way, and currently I'm thinking about it in a different way also, because I'm understanding different things. In my opinion, it's like, you need to prepare yourself like you are going to the war. If you are going to trade on the market daily, or try to be professional trader, you need to have the most advanced tools. You need to have it. It's not optional, it's obligatory. If you will have the most advanced tools, like for example, in my opinion, crypto wizards are really interesting tools, and MaxData is really interesting tool, you can get an advantage. But most of the traders will not understand it right now.
It's interesting to see how we've both figured out that you have to innovate. I mean, the people, the wizards know very well. I've had to change tools often, because like you said, what works today doesn't mean it's going to work tomorrow. And you have to constantly figure out what is profitable, what is not profitable. And so it's like you said, it's always evolving, the strategy and the market. And then, as you say, people become aware of something, so it becomes less effective, and you have to be constantly thinking about new situations that people have not yet thought of, and exploring those. And I mean, I do it because I love it. That's why I do it. But if you don't love it, there's no way you would do it, because it requires constant hunting and thinking.
Think about it this way: you are spending in work third time of your life. If you are not doing what you love, you are spending most of your life. You are just wasting it.
Yeah.
So you need to love what you are doing, in my opinion. Do what you love and be good at this. And you will be good at this only if you are really fascinated in what you are doing, in my opinion. This is what
I'll tell you a secret. Well, I'm telling everyone a secret now. So I totally agree. One of the books I've got at the moment, because I've gone through a number of machine learning and deep learning stuff, and I'm going through a really good book right now by Simon Prince, this one, Understanding Deep Learning. It's a really good book, but it involves a lot of math. And like, I'm a programmer, I love coding. I used to work in finance, so I understand some basic math, but like, this is like hardcore stuff. And I'm like, I'm shit at math. Like, I'm crap at it. Yeah. So now in my evenings, I'm studying calculus and algebra and all this stuff I never thought I would, after school, go back to learn again. Now I'm learning it because I know where it will get me for the trading. I know where it will get me for the ideas. I know where it will get me for the AI. And like you say, if you love it, it's not work. Like, I actually love math. I'm now really loving working on math because I love what I'm doing. And it's so interesting to hear you say it. I feel the same way.
Analyzing.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
in my spare time, I'm just sitting in front of my computer and in the garden and analyze things, doing statistical analysis, etc., and calculating things. Because because
Yeah.
it's fun for me. Everybody needs to do something which they like in the long term.
I have one more question for you before you continue with the app, though. I've got one more, since we're talking about AI.
With the app, it's finished. In my opinion, with the app, we are ready. Your viewers don't need to get any more information right now today because there's too many.
There's a lot there. When I looked at the MaxData app, I was like, whoa, there's, because I know you're working with the team. You guys have done an incredible job with it. I think people already know that. But there is a lot there. And I think for many people who are interested in different strategies, different objective signals, what I like is the back testing. There's some objectivity to it. I love that. How easy it is to get that information that most people are not looking at today. The funding rates and the buy and sell pressure, with the retail investor, that to me, I think I'm going to have a lot of fun playing with that and the data science behind that to see, like you said, with the AI, can I automate on your platform a strategy and do some, get some of that data and see, okay, which one works best. So for people like me who are programmers, because a lot of the wizards are also coders, they code in Python or JavaScript, and some of them even Rust. Is there a way where they can get data so they can run it through their code, their program, or is that something for the future?
Something for the future.
Yeah,
for sure. Something for the future. Right now, for traders and for speculators.
Yeah.
But backtesting is really interesting,
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, it's funny to me because in crypto right now, like you're showing this buy and sell pressure. Where do you see that in other stocks or commodities or Forex? Or you are showing me, these different indicators like the funding rates. What other markets outside of crypto have this sort of information that you are aware of?
You mean stocks?
Yeah. Do you know if in the stock market you can get similar indicators, or does this only exist in crypto?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Probably. Maybe yes, maybe not. I'm not sure because I didn't check it.
Well, my view is in crypto, like we are so lucky to be born in a generation. If you're interested in trading, we are so lucky we are in a generation where crypto even exists. Because in my experience, it's much harder to find alpha in the stock market and in Forex.
Yeah, of course. And in my opinion, this is not luck. This is a choice.
Yeah.
For example, why we are doing it? Why I'm doing crypto, not sales or different markets? I decided to do it. Why I decided to do crypto, not different thing? Because crypto, in my opinion, will be growing. Not only this year, not only next year, in next couple of decades. That's why I'm invested not only my money, but also my time into this market. Because I believe that it will be much easier for me to generate wealth in next couple of years than in any other sector. Of course, there's artificial intelligence, etc. But in my opinion, if we are choosing the growing sectors, it's really valuable.
But Julian, I mean, you are an entrepreneur, so you are interested in AI, emerging tech, crypto. You also mentioned, we touched on briefly, you are also interested to see what happens with quantum computing in the future. Yeah. Tell me a bit about your thinking around that.
What should I say? For example, imagine that there will be a moment when quantum computing will be so advanced that there will be a moment when most of systems around the world will be in danger, especially bank systems, exchange systems, etc. will be in huge danger because they will be able to crack most of the codes, most of the banking systems. Of course, Bitcoin will be in my opinion, will be in the last in that danger line. So at the beginning, the most of money are held by banks, etc. So most endangered will be bank systems. But when that moment will come, and it will come, when, for example, China or US will develop so advanced quantum computing that they will be able to crack codes. When that system will comes, in a matter of hours or days, projects and also crypto projects with tokens that are specializing in security, quantum security, in blockchain quantum security, will pump hundreds or thousands of percents.
They're gonna explode.
Explode. Yeah. So think about it this way: how we can speculate on this.
Yeah.
Of course,
if
we will be holding this kind of projects right now, there is a huge probability that they will be not growing in the next couple of months or years, because artificial intelligence projects will be growing much faster, for example, probably. But there will be a moment, there will be a day when the quantum security projects will be exploding in a matter of days.
Yeah, I agree. I reckon it'll happen within 4 years. I think it'll happen in that shorter time frame. And you're right, the RSA encryption and the elliptical curves, etc., all this stuff, all this encryption that blockchain, but also outside of blockchain uses. Like you think of Amazon Web Services, where loads of people host websites. They're using RSA encryption. Half the internet exists on RSA encryption today.
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, guys, Bitcoin dropping in price. Like, I hope what happens is the market overreacts to crypto and they all sell crypto, because you and I know there are algorithms which are quantum resistant. And I think they will be officially approved by the time it happens. I think the company NIST will approve the correct algorithms to use. So the market will be oversold and it will be an excellent buying opportunity, because like you said, then the money will start coming into quantum resistance like technologies. I agree. I'm totally up for that. What are you showing us on your screen here, by the way? I'm seeing
just,
a lot of charts.
I'm just having fun with the charts. And this is, for example, one of the charts which is really interesting. It's showing net unrealized profit and loss, so-called NUPL. But you need to start playing with the charts, having fun with the charts. That's why you need, for example, click on this and move it new panel above, and double click on the scale right here, and maybe regular or not. Back. Yeah. So, for example, what you can do with that is that double click. Let's change from the logarithmic to regular. So this is what's that? This is, let's click on this ratio. Yeah, ratio between fees on the Bitcoin blockchain, fees on the Bitcoin blockchain in USD, and NUPL. This is the ratio between net unrealized profit and loss and fees. As you can see, net unrealized profit and loss most of the times was pretty accurate, showing the precise moments of probably best times to sell BTC. Of course, if we will draw this descending line, so-called trend line, which is crossing each peak. So we can speculate that it will be crossing this line again, maybe. We'll see this. But if we will get the ratio from NUPL and fees and present this in logarithmic scale, we will see something like this. Really interesting thing, because it was precisely showing the moments of huge
buying.
oversold of BTC price, and best moments to buy. Let's expand this. and put this right here. So
I mean,
this is
that is
one of many.
that is quite clear, isn't it? It's
clear.
quite obvious when you look at this.
It's
that it's
really
like,
clear. Look at this.
when purple, buy. You know?
Yeah, and basically I was buying when purple was.
Yeah. Me too. I'm with you, completely with you on that. Yeah. Listen, Julian, it's really gracious of you to spend some time taking us through, taking the wizards through the application, but also just to get to know who you are. And know, for those of you who don't know Julian, you now know he exists. He's like my brother in Poland. Think of him like that.
Yeah.
But we'd love to have you on some other time, Julian, because I know you're innovating all the time. I'm working to do the same thing all the time. We both love analysis. We both love the emerging tech. So it's really nice that the Wizards now have a friend over in Poland. Thank you for meeting with us today.
Yeah, thank you, brother, also, and have a great day. And
You as
may
well.
the bull market be with us.
May the bull market be with us. Talk soon.